In this most unusual year, a national night out event unlike any ever held before in Grand Prairie truly made it a night to remember. Conceived, planned, and carried out by the Grand Prairie Police Department, the idea was to invite police and fire personnel, elected officials, and up to 50 classic car owners and their vehicles to take an early evening cruise and be part of a 15-mile parade that started at the Gateway Church in North Grand Prairie and proceeded south all the way to Camp Wisdom Road before heading along Lake Ridge Parkway and eventually ending up at Fire Station number 10 on the Grand Peninsula near Joe Pool Lake. Also invited to join in the celebration was anyone who wanted to come out to watch and wave along the way on what turned out to be a perfect night for a parade.
My understanding, it was limited to 50 cars, and I think they had a hard time limiting it to that, and I think they had some people that they said, okay, come on, let's bring in more the merrier.
And once we got here and saw a lot of participants, we're glad we came. And we're glad for the turnout.
We're still bringing our community together for unity in our community. It opens up conversations, it builds goodwill and relationships with our neighbors.
We couldn't be happier. You know, this is the Grand Prairie spirit. You ask for a little bit and they bring everything.
It did turn into quite a spectacle and a testament to a city and a community that is committed to prove that when it comes to Grand Prairie in 2020, where there is a will, there is always a way.
Everyone's been kind of stuck at home, not being able to hang out with their friends and neighbors as much. People are just feeling really isolated, and I just wanted to come out and show support for the National Night Out, for the police obviously, and for any neighbors who wanted to show up with us.
This shows that the community wants to be here for us, and they want to be involved, and they want to say hello to everyone. If we've learned anything in 2020, it's to expect the unexpected, and today the type of turnout we got is completely unexpected and absolutely welcomed.
Beautiful people, beautiful cars, and a great time for everybody.
National Night Out began 36 years ago with the mission of strengthening relationships between neighborhoods, communities, and the police. And it's now celebrated in all 50 states.
The November 3rd election includes a sales tax issue in Grand Prairie. Voters are being asked whether the Crime Control and Prevention District should be continued for 20 years and whether the Crime Control and Prevention District 1/4 cent sales tax should be continued for 20 years. The CCPD sales tax was initially authorized by voters in 2007 to pay for the public safety building. In 2012, voters extended the 1/4 cent sales tax for 10 years. In 2013, voters agreed to also use the sales tax to hire and equip police officers. The majority of the CCPD sales tax currently pays for community policing-related positions and initiatives, including mental health, community engagement, public education, youth services, and other efforts to prevent crime by building inclusive relationships.
In Grand Prairie, our population is surging, which is a good thing, but to keep our citizens safe, we need to keep pace with about 1.5 police officers for every 1,000 residents. So to put that in perspective, over the last decade or so, we've increased by about 15%, probably more, and our crime has gone down to 44%. That is something we're very proud of, but it is because we have the personnel and equipment to keep our citizens safe.
If the measure is approved after the PSB is paid off, all revenue from the 1/4 cent sales tax would be used to hire, equip, and train police officers. If the measure is not approved, the city would need to absorb $8 million into the budget to hire, equip, and train police officers by eliminating police and city services or by asking voters to raise property taxes by 4 to 6 cents per $100 assessed value. In addition, the current sales tax of 8.25% would be reduced to 8%. Early voting is available from October 13th through October 30th. On November 3rd, the polls are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. For more information, visit gptx.org/elections.
The city of Grand Prairie is now offering free COVID-19 testing 1 day a week to residents and anyone who works in the city. The drive-through site, located at the Veterans Park Event Center, is open Tuesdays from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. You also need proof of Grand Prairie residency. You'll find more information about the free testing and other COVID-19 news by visiting the city's website at gptx.org. The Grand Prairie Farmers Market has been recognized again as the best in Texas. The city's popular Saturday morning downtown venue on Main Street was voted the #1 farmers market in the state for 2020 in a poll by American Farmland Trust, a national organization that supports farmers, protects farmland, and promotes farmers markets. It's the 4th time since 2015 that Grand Prairie has been voted #1 in the Lone Star State, and officials say that getting this kind of recognition in a year that the coronavirus pandemic has meant a delayed opening and restrictions ever since makes it extra rewarding.
Doing this well in the vote and being recognized as the #1 farmers market in Texas during the COVID moment, when we are very limited and we're really at a small scale, people are still supporting and they're still coming out and they're really behind it. And I think they're waiting for all the ability to go back and do all those cool things that we do here. You know, the hatch and the crawfish and all of the cool things that bring the whole community out.
The market is open from 8 a.m. to noon every Saturday through mid-December, except for the weekends before and after Thanksgiving. For more information, visit gptx.org/farmersmarket.